Welcome. This is a demonstration of the RecoMadeEasy line of products. So today we're going to demo the speech and speaker recognition, which is full diarization of our bilingual Mandarin-English product. And it is a live recording. We're going to open a bunch of different radio stations and actually intercept the audio and process it in real time and record it while doing that. To give you a little bit information about the product, it is running on the Linux operating system, and the demo that you're seeing is actually running on a notebook computer. It's actually a Lenovo laptop. And on this Lenovo laptop, we can get up to 17 times faster than real time. That means if you actually had the audio and didn't have to wait for the streaming to happen, it would finish 17 seconds of audio in just 1 second. It would be able to transcribe that fast just on a laptop. We're not using any servers, any cloud. This is all running embedded on the laptop. This product can run on an embedded processor, for example, an ARM A53 processor, which is the entry-level ARM processor that's in the Raspberry Pi, for example, $30 piece of equipment, and it can run the full-fledged speech recognition, exactly the version that you can see that you're seeing here. The architecture is a client-server architecture, so you can have both client and the server running on the same machine. So in case of a small embedded processor, then it's basically everything's running on the same machine. But you can distribute these, so you can actually have multiple servers, you can have multiple clients, you can distribute them any which way you want. And there is actually a main server which can put the clients and the workers together. The client itself is very light. It just takes samples of audio. You could get it from your microphone, you can get it from a file, you can get it anywhere, and just fills a buffer, and basically the process runs and gives you back the results. The results come back in JSON form, but in this case, for the demo, what we're doing is we're just actually parsing the JSON and showing you a human readable result. The version that you're seeing right now has 340,000 unique words in both languages, in Mandarin and in English. So the breakdown is such that there are 240,000 unique words in Mandarin, and the top, most frequent 100,000 words of English. It uses our speech recognition and speaker recognition engines together. It has the same single API, and it returns the results in one JSON stream, but the results are separated. They show up as a speech result and a speaker result. So some of the features that you want to look for while we do the demo is, for example, the fact that this is a bilingual transcription. So you'll note that this one single model that we load and we run is transcribing both languages, Mandarin and English, and even within those languages, it can handle different dialects. But it can actually code switch back and forth between these languages. That means in one sentence, you can actually go between Mandarin and English. And you'll see some examples, hopefully, because this is going to be live radio. I'm hoping that there will be something with English and Mandarin embedded in there. If not, toward the end, we're just going to add some recordings that have both, and we're going to show you what the results are. Then you should also note that we're actually going to switch back and forth between different dialects. So we're going to have radio stations, 2 radio stations from China, one from New York, one from Australia, England, Scotland, Ireland, and New Zealand. And we're doing this so that we can switch back and forth between different dialects. And so you can see that not only does it switch between languages with one model, but it can also handle different dialects. And the results, as you will see, will be coming back in the form of some timestamps, a beginning time and end time for every segment. And those are in seconds with centisecond resolution. And basically there's a score and a confidence level for each result as well. There's a lot more information that comes back. We're only showing, some things, we're actually only showing selected stuff in the human readable form. The JSON has a lot more information, including lots of different possible results, and also both for speech and for speaker recognition. So one other thing to note is that this is a full diarization, which means it's not just a transcription, but it's also identifying and segmenting the speakers. So you'll see something saying speech colon and then speaker colon. So these are results coming back from the speech engine and from the speaker engine. And the speech segments have their own timestamps with the transcript, and the speaker segments also have their own timestamps. The significance of the speaker segments is that each segment is one speaker. You can have multiple segments with the same speaker, but you won't have two speakers in one segment most of the time. So without any further ado, let's take a look at the demo. We're just gonna start the engine and the client, and basically randomly run through these different radio stations and show you the results.
比尔·克林顿，但弹劾在参议院未获通过，两人之后继续留任。据美国之音国内事务记者吉姆·马龙报道，弹劾可能是一个危险的政治举动，会带来意想不到的后果。
尽管面对来自自由派活动人士的压力，众议院议长佩洛西反对弹劾特朗普总统，至少目前是这样。
弹劾在我们国家是一个造成分裂的议题，让我们看看事实是什么，法律是什么，还有总统有怎样的行为。
对特朗普总统来说，弹劾的想法毫无疑问是行不通的。
你不能弹劾一个工作做得很好的人，这是我的看法。
马特·达莱克表示，民主党人可能更愿意让选民在明年的选举中推翻特朗普。
到弹劾程序接近尾声的时候，就已经到2019年末或者2020年初了。这自身就带来了复杂性，因为还有另一种换总统的方式，那就是选举。
民主党人或许还记得1998年弹劾比尔·克林顿总统时发生的事情。
我没有和莱文斯基女士发生过性关系。
克林顿撒谎并试图掩盖他与实习生莫妮卡·莱文斯基的婚外情，这导致他被众议院弹劾。
On this vote, the yeas are 44, the nays are 56. The motion is not agreed to.
对克林顿弹劾在参议院未获通过，他得以留任。
我已经为我在个人生活中所做的错事承担了责任。
萨巴托说，由于弹劾案带来的政治反弹。 共和党人在1998年的选举中失去了5个众议院的席位。
共和党人使得受到冲击的比尔·克林顿在余下的任期内几乎无懈可击，这对民主党人来说应该是一个警告。
萨巴托说，美国的缔造者们把弹劾设定为罕见事件。
他们不希望总统因轻微过错而被弹劾、定罪并被赶下台。他们希望国会只在极端情况下才会这么做。
1974年，国
举行全国性的悼念仪式，但是尚未公布日期。美国国防部代理部长沙纳汉在昨天。 在华盛顿发表演说时表示，当前美国军事目标为大力发展在太。
This is Fresh Air. Carsey Blanton is a Virginia-born, New Orleans-based singer-songwriter whose 6th studio album is called Buck Up. She's named as influences artists a generation older than she is, such as John Prine and Loudon Wainwright. Rock critic Ken Tucker says she lives up to those comparisons.
Elizabeth Farrelly is a writer and architecture critic. Elizabeth, we're going to look at some fine Australian examples of the brutal, but let's begin with a little bit of an examination of what that movement is attempting to achieve.
Yeah, look, I think it's important to remember with brutalism that it's not just about buildings that are considered to be brutal. In fact, you know, the term came from béton brut, which was Corbusier's term for simply raw concrete. But really what I think the style was trying to do, and the reason I find it so interesting is it wasn't just using raw concrete. It was really trying to do something quite noble and intensely optimistic, I think, which was to demonstrate the importance of honesty and of confidence, and also in aesthetic terms to always to contrast the very solid and the very heavy and, if you like, the brutal with the very fine and light and sublime. So you get rough contrasted with smooth and solid contrasted with transparent and dark contrasted with.
Millions of people's passwords had been stored in a readable format for years. The company said the passwords were not visible to anyone outside Facebook, and they had found no evidence that anyone had improperly accessed them. It said it would notify everyone whose passwords were stored in this way. That's the latest BBC World Service News.
Over the wall, and it's into the net! And that's been driven beautifully. Serena Williams, Wimbledon champion, touchdown! Rebound James!
Stuck to what we do best. I mean, we were very much known for breaking electronic music. We were bringing over bands, and again, this sounds a bit whatever, but we were bringing over bands people had never heard of, you know, and putting them on a stage, really building the brand of please just trust what we do. Just
That's
trust.
The key thing, isn't it?
Yeah, please just trust what we do, because we're not doing favours for people. We have trawled and listened, and we're putting them on at times that we think that sound is going to work and match where you are in your festival weekend. So I think people really, really trust what we do. I've also been very loud in saying I'm not into everybody liking everything, you know, but everybody there is worthy of your time. I'm digressing a bit. On the larger scale bands, it would eat up so much budget.
Yeah.
Why do that when it's, yes, you're going to get to see X, Y, and Z, but we would oscillate. Let's say we had an opportunity with Nick Cave.
会因水门事件丑闻而对理查德·尼克松总统启动弹劾程序。
因此，我将于明天中午辞去总统职务。
尼克松在确定参议院很可能会通过对他的弹劾后，选择了辞职。约翰·胡达克表示，特朗普总统可能再次面临要求他下台的呼声，这取决于特别检察官罗伯特·穆勒关于俄罗斯干预2016年大选的调查结果。
震央在北纬41.31度，距离北韩17年第6次试射核试地点的丰西里核试验场约1公里。南韩国营的地质资源研究所。
Like the singer-songwriters she admires, Carsey.
If you stand and stare out of the window on your own, you're an antisocial, friendless.
在根据地，爹娘们还想叫女儿抢着做花轿， 唢呐和锣鼓从夜晚一直吹到天明。
With 24 million subscribers across 14 African countries by 2004.
郑恩波的《刘少棠传》用浓墨重彩活生生地刻画出刘少棠的为文和为人。
Whether it's K through 12 or the great universities or community colleges, most of the money for those things is coming out of these state budgets.
不仅要宣传少生，还要宣传晚婚晚育、优生优育，宣传生男生女都一样。
So this simple narrative equating Western demands and Chinese suffering is appealing.
它是一株秀美、挺拔、昂扬的木棉树，因为拥有橡树的爱情和高远的天空显得格外迷人。